Hello and welcome to Victoriana. It's the beginning of June and we have had a really busy May. You may remember at the beginning of May we were just getting our fruit into the ground. Here we are back up here. As you can see, as I said, everything has taken really well, as has all the smaller bits of fruit going that way. We've had to struggle a bit because yet again up here we have had virtually no rain. We have literally had rain in the last week, but up till then we'd had no rain at all. A couple of surprise things that have happened for us. The bee area was sown and then along came the bunny rabbits, so we've had to fence that off. As yet we're still waiting for Richard to bring his bees. He's had a bad winter as well and lost most of his colonies, but he's hoping to bring a fresh colony in the next few weeks, so that'll be exciting for us because it'll be the first year that we've actually had bees and we're looking forward to that. Other bits and pieces we've done up here, we've got the spuds in. They've been very slow. We've had lots and lots of hot days, but we've been very cold at night, and that has slowed down everything from the spuds to the brassicas and all the bits and pieces like that. So with the drought that we've had and the cold temperatures, it hasn't made it the easiest of Mays for us, but we've sort of kept on top. Everything's going to plan, I think. And now I'll just give you a quick run around the nursery and show you what we've been doing and where we've been doing it. So in our fruit tunnel, May has been an interesting month to say the least. We got everything potted up and in here, if you recall, it was all in by the beginning of May. And then the first week of May we had our frost alarm go off at 4 o'clock in the morning, and at that time we had no heating or anything in here, hadn't thought it would be necessary. By the time we got up here we'd actually got quite a hard frost. We were up here by about 4:10 and we had quite a heavy covering of frost on the inside of the tunnel, which we thought was going to do an awful lot more damage than it actually did. So we got over that hurdle, and then the next thing we had was quite a few of the varieties of tomatoes started to not look too happy. We couldn't quite fathom what it was. We thought it might have been the frost. We were getting some fasciation going on, some strange things going on with flowering. And eventually we put two and two together and realised that it must have been some of the wood chip that we'd used in the compost, one of the particular mixes, because it was only affecting certain tubs. And we're now wondering if that compost had, or that wood chip had come from something like a walnut tree or similar. We get wood chip in from various tree contractors, etc., and it's piled and then used for various bits and bobs. Never had the problem before. We've used exactly the same compost mix and done everything the same for a good 10 or 15 years now, so it was just a little bit of a shock. So the decision was taken and we emptied out the pots in situ, finding that not the ones that were affected hadn't actually rooted that well either, and replaced the compost. So that was done just over a week ago now, and finally things seem to be picking up. So we're going to have a few delays on a few varieties, but they're all cheering up now. That can be the problem with tomatoes. They can be susceptible and quite fussy plants. But on the plus side, the chilies are looking good. We're seeing some flower on some of the earlier varieties, the ones we'd expect to see, things like the Hungarian hot wax and one or two of the other annam types. We've had a few courgettes, small courgettes, but you may as well eat the small courgettes now because they always get away with this in the end anyway, so we may as well enjoy some small now. And our crop of greenhouse or tunnel sweet corn is also coming on nicely, and that's now around sort of the 3 to 4 foot mark, so that will give us a nice yummy crop early on. That'll be August, September time, so a little bit earlier than the crop outside. So we've actually started to make some progress outside as well. Here on the flower garden, Dad has managed to get everything put in. He's put it into a very symmetrical pattern this year of blocks, which should be very attractive. Jim got the chrysanths in with Dad, and over there we've got the dahlias as well. So give it a month or two and this should really be looking quite cheerful and look very attractive for people coming into the nursery. Out on the vegetable garden, things are coming on leaps and bounds now. The earlier crops put in, things like the parsnips, have started to get away, as have the onions, which are over there somewhere. The peas are about half their usual height, but I think that comes down to temperature again. We've got broad beans already forming, and the brassicas are starting to move as well. We've also managed to get on top of a good lump of the tunnel, the fruit cage tunnel, and that's starting to neaten up as well. Jim certainly had a very, very busy first month being with us, and his progress can certainly be seen as well. So all in all, I think we've had a good month here out on the vegetable garden. Certainly the dry weather has helped in that regard, in being able to get on, even if it hasn't helped with the fact of the amount of watering etc. that we've had to do. So after we'd finished planting all the fruit trees at the beginning of May, the next thing we did was do all the potting. Took us a few days to get everything potted up, and now, as you can see, they're all out on the beds, all picking up nicely. Leaf is starting to form on most of the bits that we pruned leaf back on, and these will all be rooted in sufficiently by the end of July to be dispatched out, or for callers to collect, which basically gives us our full range of fruit for the whole of the year. So up here in our top house, May has been the month of struggling to keep on top of all the work and keep on top of keeping everything watered. We have managed to get the asparagus pricked out that I talked about in last month's clip, but the weed elsewhere has started to get a little bit longer and taller than we'd want. But hopefully now we are catching up on all the pricking out etc. We will actually get on top of the weeding too. We're part way through the grapes. We're moving out grapes at the moment, weeding them off and tying them and caning them in. Obviously, because they've been in here a little bit longer than expected, they've got a bit bigger than expected, so there's a bit more work involved there as well. But we are starting to make some progress, and down there you can see one or two of the new chilli tents that have gone in. These are for chilli varieties that we're saving seed of. We do this each year, and those are the varieties that have started to flower already, so they're put to bed all on their own, so they can't cross-pollinate with anything else. So that's about it for the month, and we'll catch up with you very soon at the beginning of July.